Alright, so we're back with the only game that crashes on me at least 10 times per recording session. Oh, come on, son of a bitch. It's Species. In the last episode of Species, someone had asked, hey Gray, you made a bunch of creatures from the water learn how to live on land. Why don't you try and do the opposite? You, sir or madam, are a certified sicko, but don't worry, I was thinking of exactly the same thing, so let's friggin' do it. All right, so the plan here is we're going to build a little area, and then we're very slowly going to drown everything on the entire map and see how it evolves. I think my plan here is to utilize the sad potatoes, but also add in, what the hell was the name of the other creature? Our whatever I called the humans. I don't always remember what I saved these things at. We'll figure it out when we get in there. All right, welcome to the Oasis, where everyone gets to live in harmony for a short time before I start messing with the precipitation and drowning everyone available. Over here, we have our potatoes, of which I'm probably going to have to manually god slay in order to get some space so I can put down our other guys. This is one of those instances where I don't always remember what I named the creature when I made it. I come back to it sometimes and I wonder what the hell I was thinking. This is one of those times. The I'm sorry has come into the world. Often they, for some reason, decide to not have arms. I don't know, maybe they thought it would be too easy if they had limbs with which to grab things, and they love wearing little hats on their heads. Every time I try and just get a normal human creature, what the hell did I just run into? Oh, this is pretty legitimate. When it came into my field of view, I thought I was under attack by a hellspawn. But now I can see it's just a depressed little waddling thing with a derby on its head. And by derby, I mean a piece of cancerous coral. Just a little bit of time has passed. We'll get the opportunity to look at some of the, I don't even know what to say, some of the somewhat hairy fetus looking creatures appear like in appearance. That's good. Oh God. Yeah. See, this is probably closest to the original potato. It even has the potato-like skin on it. This is a slightly more hairy potato. It's almost like a potato crossed with like your big toe. Legless murder beast. There we go. That's our boy right there. Someone said he was looking pretty thick, and you're right. You can see from the space between the hips and the grievously oversized feet. Evolution has treated one of these creatures appropriately. Can you tell which one? Oh my God. That's why I love this game. I don't think I could have come up with that by myself. Oh, hey, it's a limbo potato. That's cool. See, this is what an infant potato looks like before it grows up into an adult potato. This is like a ninja creature. You can see he's staying nice and low. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Right. Not gonna lie, this is basically one of our human creatures mixed with a Dachshund. You know all those videos that say like, you know, I did 100 push-ups for a year and this is what happened? There you go. Okay. So it's pretty clear that we have an excellent spread of very attractive looking and diverse creatures, some of which who have mastered the art of telekinesis. But what would happen when we begin taking away their ability to breathe regular air and turn this place into a water world? I'm not gonna lie, whatever we come up with, like whatever creature is left over, it's getting called Kevin Costner. This is probably the most depressed creature I've ever seen. His natural, like, posture is just this sagging, slumped figure. Wow, he died just from my words alone. So I intentionally made it so that there was no water on this map. So let's start just bringing a little bit in. We'll do like maybe right about there. See what happens when a little bit of water comes in. Okay, we filled up a little bit of the map. There's a couple different pockets of water around here, just kind of doing their thing. I'm not really expecting this to do that much. I don't really think that anything, like it's just a place for them to get more food. Everyone loves to swim though. You can see this entire family is like, we can't take it anymore. So they're all running straight into the water and immediately dying. Everything here has lungs recognized. So there ain't no one that's just gonna be going into the water thinking it's gonna be a fantastic day unless they know how to swim. And in this game, even if things know how to swim, they still die because it's Species. Now watch as everyone undulates in sync, slowly pelvically thrusting through the water. How you doing over there, Nightmare Cleese? You having a good time? Walking through all the weed? Yeah, that's cool. Wow. I never thought I would see a creature with horns for eyes. But as I once mentioned, this game is fantastic at taking things that you would probably fear in your sleep and turning them into actual beings in the game. I would like to take this opportunity to mention that it looks like this creature is moving by just flicking a groin tongue across the ground. Quite frankly, you're so amazing. What are you, sir? I need to ask at this point. Still very much like a human. It's an omnivore. Smooth-skinned, totally lung-operated, lukewarm-blooded, fantastic. The game says it's adorable. I don't know if that's true. All right, everyone's still having a pretty good time. At this point, more than half of the zone is water. But again, you know, the Earth, the surface is mostly water, so it's still not really a big deal. Let's see how much the creatures have diversified. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. This dude's wearing 2 satellite dishes on his head. Okay. When Gray throws lemons at you, just make more eyes. Okay, I don't think I did this. I don't know how this, leopard beast came into being, but I kind of wish it would go back to being extinct. Oh, hey, someone from the original Pickle tribe is still around. Starting to develop some necks. I like that. Not really sure what kind of hairy danglers these beasts have begun to formulate on their shoulders. Oh, that's adorable. You're probably gonna die. Every once in a while, the creatures venture into the water. They usually know better. See that child over there? It didn't get taught by its parents well enough, and so it's going to spontaneously... Oh. What the hell? You friggin' creatures die all the time when I'm talking, but now when I say you're gonna go and explode on yourselves, you continue to live? I don't friggin' think so. Get your ass back in there. Are you sorry now? Yep. That's what I thought. It's almost like the answer to everything is just more limbs. This guy over here just looks like someone hanging out in the lazy river. Like they were just waiting slowly without any real intent to go at what the hell is, hold on a second. Did y'all see that in the background? What in the name of God happened to the double satellite dish creature? It's got 2 corn dog sticks coming out of its torso. I don't want you to die, but such is the way of evolution. Oh, never mind. This was clearly not the last of its sort. Okay, everyone's doing quite well. For the most part, like I said, creatures are attempting to venture into the water. If we look at their stats, they still don't oh, never mind. This guy's almost developed lungs. Actually, the lung amounts are going down substantially. We started at 1 with most of the creatures, and you can see a few of these are almost at the point where they can breathe water and air. Sadness powers activate. Okay, at this point, 3/4 of the map is completely underwater. You can see everyone is dying horribly as they were caught inside of the flood. Now's the part where the population starts to level itself out as everyone fights to survive and to prove me wrong. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to lower the overall fertility of the land, and we're gonna increase the fertility of the water so that people stop pissing me off and start learning to swim a little bit better. Oh yeah, we got a lot of swimmers over here. There's gonna be steaks all over the water. You can see just meat everywhere. That dude tried to sleep in the water. That was stupid. Anyone else notice that this creature is 75% head? Someone had asked Gray, you need to make a creature with a gigantic head. The game seems to do that quite well all on its own. Oh, this creature can breathe water. It can breathe water and air. Is this gonna be what we're left with? The final piece of the evolutionary puzzle when humans and pickle cows end up being thrown into a water world of sadness? God, I hope not. Oh, Jesus. The giant-headed creatures are doing fantastic. Look at this thing over here. It's developed fins. And by fins... Okay. I know, YouTube. I know. Demonetization. I didn't do this. What do they call this? What's the PC term? Emergent gameplay. This is a fin right here, okay? It's what this creature is using to propel itself. All right, now a lot of creatures ended up dying from the culling. The population is starting to level off and climb upward as everyone learns to deal with the torturous land that I have created for them. Let us take a moment to see who has survived the sadness. I'm very curious. Okay, so this is the giant head creature. They're doing pretty well for themselves. Here's a jutting, very underbite-ish pickle thing. Another one of the big heads. Okay, very good. Oh my God. This is what happens when human beings get flooded out. Can this thing actually breathe the water? Oh, it totally can. Oh. We got a cross between the gigantic head beasts and human beings. When that occurred, we were left with something that skipped leg day but somehow can breathe underwater. Sure. I can't decide if this is cute or terrifying. Just traveling through the water here, seeing the sights. As one would imagine, I kind of wish I hadn't been doing so. Could you close your legs a little bit? Like, do you literally have no modesty? What happened? The one creature skipped leg day. This one's completely the opposite. I guess leg day was more important. All right. These guys are gonna give up almost all of the land now. I've got it to the point where there's not gonna be very much land left, so everyone's gonna have to learn to deal. Down to 60, 50 creatures. They're gonna have to learn to fight back or they're gonna die. Oh my God, it's down to 16 beings left. Will they be able to evolve? Oh, they're fighting back. They're up to 32. The evolution is finally starting. Wow. Okay. They're giving it their best, man. There ain't much left here. I'm gonna continue to bring the fertility down to this land until it turns into a barren wasteland. That's right. It's all just sandy beaches at this point. Welcome back to Florida. We're up to 120. They figured it out. I'm pretty sure that they have created a life for themselves in the water. All right, before we cover this place completely in water, let's see what we're left with. It looks like at this point everything descended from the aardvark. I don't know how this happened. Oh my God. Leg day guy returns. Now with extra ribs. Seeing what I'm seeing now with our humans after the world gets turned into a water world, honestly, I really hope this never happens at this point. I just want to stay where I am, above the water. This thing looks legitimately like the devil. It's got the horns and everything. It's like walking on all fours. It's got the pincer-like legs coming out from its torso. Uh-huh. I'm not sure what happened here. It's a being with a velociraptor claw on its head. Wow. We got some real damn good diversity going on now. Almost everything learned to live underwater except for this guy. This thing is just stubborn as hell. All right, I'm taking almost all the land away at this point. I'm gonna continue to bring the water level up a little bit more. There shouldn't be anything left at this point. Maybe like a little area over here that has some creatures. Okay, this last bastion is now completely underwater. The water world is working, and what in the name of God is this thing? It's like an undulating green submarine with like 35 flippers on it. I mean, it's alive, never mind. How do you guys know how to die on command? Okay, so right now in the water world, this is where we are. This is what humankind has turned into. And I don't know how I feel oh God. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about this. So we started with this, a lot of this, which is just, it's just a different type of potato. Ended up getting jacked. There's the potato with no limbs. Everything with no limbs always seems to end up dying. I got a couple of vestigial potato critters, especially with legs. But this one ended up continuing its way down. This is where we started to manipulate the aardvark head. Right about here, that creature started going on very, very different paths. Some of them with tiny freakish limbs, and some of them with gigantic mutant limbs. I'm gonna let time go by for a long, long time and really let stuff mutate to see what we end up with and to make sure that they're fully survivable underwater. It seems like everything adapted to underwater survival really well. Don't get me wrong, I mean, we've slain thousands and thousands of creatures to get to this point. But I feel like forcing creatures in the water to live on land was a lot harder. It's pretty interesting that of all the creatures, there still are some vaguely humanoid looking beings that can live under the water like these guys over here. I'm not gonna lie, watching these things swim is awful. We did it. We helped the populace survive The water world extinction. They did it pretty good too. They're all gonna have death threats against me because I did kill like 190 generations of creatures in order to get to this point. Is it just me or does this thing look like a very unripened strawberry with a lot of strange protrusions coming from it? Once again though, the hardy creatures from Species show that they can survive almost anything that I friggin' throw at them. Hey folks, hope you enjoyed this episode of Species. Until the next time, stay foxy and much love.